Now, from Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 4:30.
Now at 4:30, ICE on the ground. Federal immigration officers in the city of Columbus, who they're after and how the community is reacting to their presence. Plus, bombshell decisions, the latest U.S. Supreme Court rulings, and why it may be signaling trouble for specific groups of immigrants in the country. Plus, reducing refuse, the city's new move to help families avoid waste and keep reusable items off city landfills. Well, breaking now this 4:30, the Supreme Court handing the Trump administration two major wins for his immigration agenda. Good afternoon and thanks for joining us. I'm Jake Coleman. The court's conservative majority ruled the administration can turn away asylum seekers at the U.S.-Mexico border. It also decided Trump can end temporary protected status for Haitian and Syrian immigrants. ABC's Christiane Cordero has the details.
Today, the future of hundreds of thousands of Haitian and Syrian migrants is in question after the Supreme Court cleared the way for the Trump administration to end their temporary protected status. Haitian TPS holders became a focal point of the administration after President Trump veered into false claims about them during the 2024 campaign.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in, they're eating the cats.
Last year, the DHS decided the situation in both Syria and Haiti were sufficiently safe for TPS holders to return, even though both Haiti and Syria currently have a level 4 do not travel warning from the federal government. Then today, in a 6-3 ruling along ideological lines, the court's majority said it cannot second-guess the DHS's determination about which countries merit the protected status.
In other words, the administration has now the power to simply decide without any judicial review whatsoever. That's extraordinarily powerful.
Border Czar Tom Homan applauded the decision today, arguing temporary means just that.
Temporarily give people protection while the country's in turmoil or after they suffer a hurricane.
In criticizing today's ruling, attorneys representing the Haitian plaintiffs said the likely deportation, quote, will directly result in thousands of innocent people dying violent, needless deaths. Ohio Republican Governor Mike DeWine, who supports Springfield's Haitian community, reacted to today's ruling by calling the administration's policy, quote, a mistake. In a separate decision also along ideological lines, the Supreme Court ruled the administration can turn away asylum seekers at the U.S.-Mexico border, deciding those standing in Mexico seeking asylum have not technically entered the U.S. Christiane Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
Well, a gloomy Thursday across southeast Nebraska. How long will it stick around, though? Let's get over to meteorologist Dominic Farrar to find out. Dom?
Hey, good afternoon, Jake. Yeah, a bit of a cooler day out there today, though we might be missing these temperatures here as we head through the weekend. Lots of warmer weather on the way. As we take a quick look outside here, though, Alley Communications camera, this has really been the view for most of the day today. Kind of overcast skies out there at times, a few sprinkles here in the capital city. It's 71 in Lincoln at the moment, 72 down the road in Beatrice. A few spots there in the mid-60s, too, with some showers out towards Hastings and Kearney. For most of us, though, winds out of the east and northeast right around 5 to 10 miles per hour. So winds haven't been too much of an issue, but starting to keep an eye then on a few showers here, moving their way north along Interstate 80, close to the Grand Island, Kearney area. And then they've seen some good rain out towards the west as well, and certainly an area that could use it. As we got an update to the drought monitor today, they've certainly been on the dry side out there, so I'm glad to see that we're at least getting a little bit of moisture out there and kind of a step in the right direction, if you will. But temperatures going forward here, not likely going to get much warmer here in Lincoln, down into the upper 60s then by 9, and then potentially closer to then the lower 60s as we head out the door for your Friday morning. So a little bit warmer tomorrow, still manageable with those temperatures, but certainly heating up for the weekend ahead. More details on that in a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Don. Now, we want to show you a live look at some busy roads here in Lincoln right now. This is Northwest 12th and West Adams Streets. Traffic seems moving pretty smoothly for the afternoon, so a good sign of things to come here at the top of the hour. But earlier this morning, though, Mother Nature giving us quite a view with beautiful colors in the sky. This time-lapse video captured in Lincoln by our Channel 8 morning team today. You can also find it right here on our Now Local News tab. Just scan that QR code to get signed up. Just look at all those beautiful colors lining up with the sky, with the sun rising over the capital city. We'll break in now a new immigration enforcement activity happening now in Columbus. As soon as we got the information about ICE presence in the city, Channel 8 sent a reporter to Columbus to find out what is going on there. This video taken at the entrance of the city and sent into our Now Local News app. The police department there announcing that ICE agents are in the city trying to get in contact with people who are due for deportation but are still in the area. We've been reaching out to officials there to gather more information. Daniel De Silva also there in Columbus speaking with community members to learn the details. Coming up right here at the top of the hour at 5 and 6 o'clock, she'll be live with what she learns. Stick with us here to find out. Right now, city officials in Lincoln, though, announcing some big steps to improve waste management in our city. The city is launching a new campaign called Love Your Landfill. They say it involves a list of actions that will better educate families on what needs to go in the recycle bin and what belongs in the trash can. Officials say many people are disposing of their household waste in the wrong places, and more recyclable items like clothes, paper, and metal are ending up in the city's landfill. They say it's an environmental and health hazard for the community. The mayor, joined by LTU and other leaders involved in the city's waste management, now introducing measures to help Lincolnites waste less and recycle more.
We continue to see many items arrive at the landfill that could have been diverted. Current data shows that nearly 23% of what we bury is wasted food. Paper accounts for about 16%, with at least half of that paper capable of being recycled.
The good news is officials say they're seeing more people showing interest in learning about proper waste and disposable and management. The Love Your Landfill campaign will help set them on the right path. New details now, a string of scary flight incidents. A frightening moment for airline passengers. The pilot suffering a medical emergency, forcing the plane to be diverted. ABC's Hannah Battah has more.
New details on what passengers describe as terrifying moments as the pilot of this Air Canada flight from New Jersey suffered a medical episode in mid-air.
Pilot is incapacitated. Aircraft is being flown by the co-pilot.
It all started when the plane suddenly swerved.
The moment the plane swerved, I knew something was wrong because it was not turbulence. It really felt like someone had jolted the controls, and then it happened over and over again.
The pilot experiencing what witnesses describe as a seizure that lasted 40 minutes, though a diagnosis has not been confirmed. Passengers jumping in to help after they say a flight attendant dragged the pilot out of the cockpit into the aisle, trying to restrain him.
Myself and about 4 others worked to get him under control. It was a fairly strenuous 40 minutes of keeping him down.
The co-pilot taking over. The flight headed to Nova Scotia, forced to land in Boston. Video from our Boston station, WCVB, shows first responders taking the pilot out of the plane on a stretcher to the hospital. Thousands of miles away, another scare in the air. This small plane crash landing in rural Alaska. Everyone on board quietly, without panic, bracing for impact, as the pilot found a clearing to safely bring down the plane after an engine issue.
Something went wrong with the plane and had an emergency crash landing out here in the bush.
That long trench left in the dirt, the only mark of what could have been a disaster.
Everyone's safe, and that's what matters.
Hannah Battah, ABC News, New York.
Well, still ahead, this 4:30 disaster and destruction, the difficult search for thousands of victims after deadly earthquakes in Venezuela, how the U.S. is stepping in to help communities there. And we're tracking the trends, the things gaining popularity all over the country and in Nebraska as they celebrate the country's 250th anniversary. Also find out what drivers will be paying at the pump. Stick with us. Developing now, disaster and destruction in Venezuela after 2 deadly earthquakes. The search for survivors is well underway as rescuers dig through rubble just like this. It follows last night's double tremors with magnitudes of 7.2 and 7.5. At least 188 thus far are now confirmed dead and more than 1,000 are injured. ABC's Michelle Franzen joins us with the latest.
The race to find survivors is expanding across Venezuela following the powerful earthquakes. Search and rescue crews in Caracas pulled residents from leveled buildings and apartments. Other structures in the capital appear unstable with gaping holes or crumbled walls. American tourist Jason Wang was in the mountains when the earthquakes hit and was just about to board a cable car.
And the whole building just started shaking. The floor under me was shaking. And then all of a sudden, everyone started panicking.
Venezuela's main airport remains closed after sections of the terminal collapsed, sending travelers scrambling for cover.
The airport there is badly damaged, so we'll have to rely on the Department of War to deploy assets there.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio says the U.S. is working with Venezuela's interim president and government to meet the needs.
We're also helping them with some overhead imagery, especially in coastal areas where they don't have full visibility over what the damage has been and what the impact has been.
The hardest hit area officials say is north of Caracas, in the coastal city of La Guaira. Everywhere along one road, buildings are reduced to rubble and foundations shifted. Residents hugging, crying, and waiting for word on their missing loved ones and when much needed aid will arrive.
A website has been set up for families to report those missing, and so far more than 26,000 are still unaccounted for amid the rubble and chaos. Michelle Franzen, ABC News, New York.
Time now for a look at your full forecast. It's 4:30. Meteorologist Dominic Ferraro tells us all we need to know.
I wanted to start out here first with current temperatures. Now, seems pretty standard, run-of-the-mill, cooler June day here. 71 in Lincoln, 70 in Omaha. Now, take into account that this afternoon's temperatures here in southeast Nebraska are going to become our low temperatures as we head through the next couple of days, especially as we head into next week. So where we're only getting to our warmest point today is going to be the coolest point for several days ahead. And it's going to start to feel like summer out there, that's for sure. A little bit cooler than out towards the west where they have a little more showers and maybe a rumble of thunder out there. But into the upper 50s then, and a few dew points here into the lower 60s. I know I kind of stepped outside before the show and it was almost a little muggy out there. Plenty of humidity out there, and we've seen that with the chances here for precipitation across the area. Dry for the moment here for most of southeast Nebraska. We'll keep an eye then on this patch that's kind of starting to come up close to Beatrice there through southern Gage County. That might try and give us a few showers before it's all said and done. But kind of the main area of precipitation here from North Platte up towards Valentine, and then continuing to move here off to the east over the next couple of hours. So we'll keep an eye on that. I can't rule out that we won't see a couple of sprinkles here in the capital city going forward as this whole system tries to shift off to the east. But we should be dry then as we get ready to head out the door for your Friday morning. Mainly looking at cloud cover in the morning hours, and that will become at least a little bit of sunshine as we head throughout the afternoon. Can't guarantee that we'll be cloud free, but certainly some more sunshine than we saw today. And then we turn our attention out towards the west where they have the best chance of seeing yet another round of potentially strong to severe storms for that part of the state. It's been pretty busy over the last couple of days, and they'd certainly take the moisture. Just wish it wasn't coming, or wish it was coming then without the potential for severe storms as well. But then they were fairly quiet here as we start the weekend off, really for the majority of the state after those showers push on through very late there Friday afternoon and early Friday evening. In terms of precipitation potential the rest of the way, maybe about 1/10 of an inch or so for central Nebraska. We'd be lucky if we could get there for us here in the capital city too, at least just how light things have been so far. But we'll take whatever moisture we can certainly get. Still got that isolated level 2 or level 1 out of 5 risk there. That's your marginal risk in green, where we could see isolated severe storms for the Panhandle. That's for Friday. I think the severe threat just about wrapped up then for the day today. But mainly large hail, damaging winds, the main concerns as you head out that way. I think we're quiet though here for your Friday forecast. Temperatures into the upper 70s. We'll try for the lower 80s. We'll see if that afternoon sunshine can push us there. But all in all, got to get outside and enjoy the cooler weather. Plenty of warm weather on the way as we head through next week.
All right, thank you, Don. Now let's check out what's going on here on the roads in Lincoln. This is a live view of US 77 between Yankee Hill Road and West Old Cheney. The Nebraska Department of Transportation says they are preparing for closures there starting tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. Crews will be working on a new bridge until the Sunday morning at 6, they say. Nighttime traffic will be detoured to other routes, but for now, traffic is moving just fine. Well, happening tonight, a look at what will be Lincoln's newest library. The foundation unveiling the designs for Lincoln's new central library. This will be those architectural drawings. Mayor Gaylor Baird will be speaking, and they'll have local eats curated by Keenan Eats from here for the food. The foundation, though, for Lincoln City Library says this downtown location has been in the works since 2002. The central library will be 80,000 square feet, over 100 convenient parking spaces, and a capacity for 300 on the rooftop auditorium. Construction is expected to begin this year with doors opening in 2028. Today's campaign kicking off from 5 to 7 at the Lincoln Community Foundation Garden. Well, also tonight, the biggest names in country's music are preparing for CMA Fest 2026. The 53rd CMA Fest will feature performers like Bailey Zimmerman, Blake Shelton, the band Perry, and so many more. And the best part, country music fans can tune into the action right here on ABC. Starting at 7 tonight for front row access to one of country's music most star-studded weekends in Nashville. Right now, what your summer cookout costs could look like as we near the 4th of July. Let's hear more about the sizzle.
Hey everyone, Meg West here. The American Farm Bureau has some news for your next summer cookout. They say your Independence Day barbecue could cost you $73.82 for 10 guests. This is according to the 2026 American Farm Bureau Federation Annual Market Basket Survey. They say the cost is up $2.90 from last year, which is a 4% increase, which is consistent with inflation. The survey showed an increase in the cost of 10 of the 12 tracked items, including ground beef, pork and beans, strawberries, and hamburger buns. Specifically, the retail price for 2 pounds of ground beef increased 5.5% to $14.06, and strawberries increased 12.4% and now cost $5.27 for 2 pints.
And coming up next, Huskers hitting the professional hardwood. Not one, but two. Nebraska men's basketball players Sam Hoiberg and Rink Mast, each signing with 2 NBA squads. Our Nate Johnson will be here next to break it all down. What's next for them? Plus, all new at 5, a day-long battle with struggle to contain a gas leak in a Lincoln neighborhood. How it's been keeping first responders busy all through the day. Huskers going pro. Both Sam Hoiberg and Rienk Mast signing with 2 NBA teams, one out west, another right here in the Midwest. Our Nate Johnson joins us now. Nate, with the news, what's happening?
Thanks, Jake. Yeah, well, first off, what an opportunity for both players. I thought Mast might have been a late second-round pick. Obviously not, but such a cool opportunity for both these guys who will get their shot at an NBA team. And we'll start with Sam Hoiberg, who signed an Exhibit 10 contract with the Phoenix Suns, which, if you don't know what that is, not to get into too deep of details, but it's the most common contract for undrafted free agents. It's generally a one-year minimum salary agreement that is entirely non-guaranteed and can be converted into other contract forms if the team so chooses. So Hoiberg, you know, he was the heartbeat of this Husker team last year. He averaged 9.3 points per game, 5.3 rebounds, 4.5 assists, and 2 steals a game for a Big Red last season. Now, as for Rienk Mast, he was a force both on offense and defense. Mast was a key catalyst for both areas for Big Red last season, a mismatch nightmare with his shooting ability at his size. Mast averaged 13.3 points per game, 5.8 rebounds, and 3.1 assists, all while shooting a hair over 44% from the field and 31% from 3. He was also a great free throw shooter at 82.3%. And if he can stay healthy, I think he could find a place in the NBA and really excel potentially in the future. Mast signing an Exhibit 10 contract with the Indiana Pacers. Best of luck to both these guys. Nebraska will forever be behind these two after what they accomplished this past season. Excited to see how their NBA journeys begin. We'll see you back here at 6. For now, though, Jake will send things back over to you.
Now let's get one final check on weather and traffic at 4:30. Here's meteorologist Dominic Ferraro.
Yeah, Jake, maybe a sprinkle or two for the rest of your Thursday, though temperatures certainly on the mild side, and the cloud cover is likely going to stick with us the rest of the way here, too. Low 70s going forward. Got to enjoy this while it lasts, though. This was close to our high temperatures today. It's going to become our low temperatures in the next couple of days as we head towards highs next week in the 90s. But for the start of your Friday here, temperatures getting down into the low to middle 50s as you head out towards central and western Nebraska. Here in the east, we're looking at lows in the lower 60s, and not going to get too much warmer than that as we go throughout the rest of the afternoon. Mid 70s for most of us to upper 70s, maybe a few spots sneaking their way there into the lower 80s, although with a little more sunshine during the afternoon, might be able to sneak out a couple more of those, so that wouldn't be too bad there. And we'll certainly see the 80s then as we head through your Saturday forecast. Once again, a little bit more cloud cover out there, but as we take a look towards Sunday, that starts to look a little more like summer. High temperatures in the mid 90s, and those are really going to stick around for the majority of the start of next week. Starting to look at a few heat index values towards the triple digits too. I know it brings me no joy to talk about it, but summertime's here. We've been kind of on a cooler stretch, and now we're going to see those warmer temperatures come in for a bit. So enjoy the mild weather while we can.
All right, thanks, Don. That's going to do it for your Channel 8 News here at 4:30. Ron Fowler up next along with our team of reporters and now citizen journalists at the top of the hour here. Stick with us.
Now, from Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 5.
Coming up tonight, N Street No More.
They just announced on their Facebook page that they're going to be closing.
A community favorite drive-in liquor store is set to close after 63 years. What they're doing for their customers before they shut down. Also tonight, 2 Venezuelan earthquakes claiming the lives of hundreds of people, and the death toll is rising. What the U.S. is doing to help those devastated by the disaster. Also, a gas leak at 27th and Van Dorn forces people to shelter in place for hours.
Nearby houses have been notified to shelter in place, and we'll keep them in place until the leak is taken care of, which may be several hours.
What officials say is the cause of the leak, and ICE in Columbus. We're seeing reports of an arrest made by ICE in Columbus, Nebraska. What officials make of their arrest and how the community is reacting to their presence. And breaking now, calm after chaos as we come on the air. Families in Columbus are breathing a sigh of relief. It comes after social media erupted following reports of ICE raids, leading Columbus police to confirm the operation, but giving very few details. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Rod Fowler. A tense time in Columbus, which has a 28% Hispanic population, according to census reports. Channel 8's Danielle De Silva, first on the scene and in Columbus all day, looking for answers.
Columbus police just taking to social media to inform families in the area that the ICE operation is over, ending in one person being detained. Here's all we know about the hours-long operation. According to ICE, the person in custody is a convicted sex offender who had been previously deported. It has been a difficult day getting information. First, I contacted the police department, who also shared the news on their Facebook. The city's communications contact responded, directing me to the chief. After making my questions known, where is the activity happening? What is the police department's involvement? And my team adding inquiries about whether or not ICE let them know any other details. I drove the hour and a half to speak to everyday people. With not much luck, I came across an organization that has a strong connection with the immigration population here.
Yeah, we're a nonprofit organization here in Columbus, and we really focus on supporting immigrants and their families, entrepreneurs.
Doing this through advocacy, resources, and accurate information so as to avoid confusion. Abby Kretz is the executive director for Centro Hispano. She saw the same news online as we did and immediately sent out a staffer. Why?
I mean, it's a small community. Us to become a good source of information before we just spread things that are out there, and that we are able to verify it from what we're seeing, but also through other trusted community members. We saw a lot fewer Hispanos out than what he maybe would have seen before. So there could still be that fear that people are just kind of laying low for a little bit right now until this passes. Again, just given uncertainty about what is actually happening.
Much of which I saw myself as well. Speaking with workers in the area, some relaying the message through translation service. The police understandably busy, unable to meet with me for an interview. Kretz commends the work they do in the community already to make sure everyone feels safe.
From my understanding, most law enforcement agents do not want to create a community of fear.
Kretz says she wants to keep working with the police to keep the community safe. Reporting in Columbus, Danielle De Silva, Channel 8 News.
All right, thank you, Danielle. This coming as the Supreme Court makes some major waves by giving rulings on 2 immigration cases. Here's what you need to know. President Trump will now have the power to end temporary deportation protections. This will impact hundreds of thousands of foreign nationals from Haiti and Syria seeking refuge in the U.S. The court also clearing the way for Trump to revive a policy that would curb the number of asylum seekers processed at port of entries. People seeking refuge in the U.S. could be turned away as well. As we learn more about ICE's presence in Columbus, how the community is dealing with their activity, and how the Supreme Court's rulings affect immigrants living in Nebraska and the U.S., we'll bring you the information first on the Now Local News app. Scan the QR code on your screen to download the app for free. Let's get a look at your first forecast on this Thursday night. A live look over Lincoln from our tower cam right here at our station. A gray, cool, and rainy day out there. How much longer should we expect these cooler temps to stick around? Let's find out. Here's Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
An interesting conversation was just had here back in the Weather Center. Dominic and I were talking. The high temperature for today, 71. We may not see that for a low at all next week. That's how much warmer temperatures are going to get for us over the next few days. But today, a chilly day and rainy. Look at that, some rainfall where they really need it. Parts of north central and western Nebraska seeing some much needed precipitation. It's just a drop in the bucket, but it's a good step in the right direction, that's for sure. Your forecast for tonight with cloudy skies, a spot shower every now and then, maybe even a rumble of thunder. That's less likely, but still a possibility. 71 through 7 p.m., 68 by 9, and 65 degrees as we head towards midnight. We have mostly cloudy skies in Beatrice, Shones Roofing Cam at 6th and Perkins. It's a gray, cool day just about everywhere. 71 in Lincoln and Beatrice, 60s, even some 50s. Out there this afternoon in parts of north central and northwest Nebraska where that rain has been falling for a good portion of the day. Dew Point behaving itself in the 50s, and that rainfall continues to move east ever so slowly, dropping that much needed precipitation. As we head through the overnight, things will quiet down and clear out. A little bit of light precipitation still a possibility, but by Friday I think we'll see anywhere from mostly sunny to eventually partly cloudy skies. More on the forecast. It does include a lot of 90s in a few minutes.
Thank you, Rusty. Celebrations are already underway across the country for America's 250th anniversary of independence. If you're planning on traveling for the holiday, what are you going to be paying at the pump, right? We're now receiving Gas Buddy's 4th of July price forecast. Let's take a look at the numbers right here. They're projecting the average price in the U.S. to fall to $3.75 on July 4th. Still the second highest price of all time on that day. The most expensive, $4.80. That was back in 2022. Now, the National Retail Federation is also taking a look at some different 4th of July trends. Some of the most interesting points, 44% of people say they're attending a fireworks show. 5 years ago, it was 33%. Experts say it being the 250th and extra celebrations are getting more people out there. In fact, nearly 9 out of 10 people say they'll be celebrating the 4th this year. Only 13% say they won't. Also, on average, people are planning to spend $94 on food for Independence Day. And thousands of people are already celebrating the nation's capital. This flyover today at the Great American State Fair featuring 8 aircraft flying in formation. Governor Jim Pillen is also in D.C. right now for the big event featuring more than 150 exhibits. One of those representing Nebraska. We talked to the governor on the phone today. He says we're putting Nebraska's proud history on full display from Ogallala to Omaha, from our railroads to our agriculture. He says this is not only a time to reflect on what we've done, but to thank a veteran that protected our freedom to do it. New details now on a gas leak. The city has been battling for the majority of the day. KLKN rushing to the scene right as we heard about the severity of the gas leak. This is near the intersection of 27th and Van Dorn. And as you can see behind me, first responders lining the area to start notifying neighbors of the leak. Citizen journalist Brian on the scene as well, sending this view of the incident into the Now Local News app. First responders actually going door to door and telling people in their houses to shelter in place. Searching for answers, we went to a member of LFR on the scene to learn what caused the gas leak.
We were called to the area here for a contractor that struck a gas line while they were trying to do some work here at the intersection. Nearby houses have been notified to shelter in place, and we'll keep them in place until the leak is taken care of, which may be several hours.
We're working with officials to find out what their progress is on getting this leak completely patched up. Breaking now, the U.S. just announcing it's pledging $150 million to help Venezuela. The race to find survivors is expanding after last night's 2 powerful earthquakes. One of them 7.2, the other 7.5. You're taking a look here as rescue workers go piece by piece, pulling residents from leveled buildings and apartments. At least 188 people are dead and more than 1,000 are injured. And that death toll is expected to climb. And many residents are on the streets of the capital there of Caracas and surrounding communities. Boy, Well, isn't that something? Officials say the hardest hit areas just north of the Capitol. Many buildings, as you saw there, reduced to rubble. Other structures in the Capitol are unstable with gaping holes or crumbled walls. Residents hugging, crying, and waiting for word on their missing loved ones and when much needed aid will arrive. American tourist Jason Wang was in the mountains when the earthquake hit last night and was just about to board a cable car.
The whole building just started shaking. The floor under me was shaking. And then all of a sudden, everyone started panicking.
Yeah, that scene right there, Venezuela's main airport. It remains closed after sections of the terminal collapsed. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says the U.S. is working with Venezuela's interim president and government to meet the needs of the people there. In fact, 2 rescue teams from Virginia and California are on their way to help. We did reach out to our Nebraska task force team. At this time, they have not been called up. Well, stay with us. We have more heading your way after the break and a new batch of stories in our 6 o'clock news, including overpass underway, an aerial view from a Channel 8 viewer, and new guidance from the city on what to look out for while you're on the road in that area. And up next, closing time while a Lincoln business is shutting its doors after 63 years. We'll be right back. A Lincoln liquor store that's been open for 63 years is announcing it is shutting down.
They just announced on their Facebook page that they're going to be closing.
Citizen journalist Melanie alerting us first on our Now Local News app. N Street Drive-In is closing. They're giving people a 20% off deal on their wine and liquor as they clear out their inventory. Now, one of the things our citizen journalists are saying they're going to miss the most about the liquor store is the range of selections they have. They say the drive-in aspect of it, partnered with the unique finds, will be dearly missed here in Lincoln. The company doesn't give a specific date, but they say they'll be closing their doors for good in August. Well, right now, city leaders are unveiling the designs for Lincoln's new Central Library. Today's campaign kicking off, it's going to be going until 7 o'clock tonight at the Lincoln Community Foundation Garden. The mayor is speaking there, and they're going to have food curated by Keenan Eats, a local food influencer. The Foundation for Lincoln City Library says this downtown location has been in the works since 2002. Construction is expected to begin this year with doors opening in 2028. Well, a pair of Nebraska players making the jump to the NBA. While they didn't hear their names called in the draft, the two did sign as undrafted free agents. For the latest on both Sam Hoiberg and Rink Mast, let's bring in Channel 8 Sports Director Nate Johnson. Nate, what are your initial thoughts on this?
Yeah, thanks, Rod. Well, first off, what an opportunity, right, for both players. You know, I thought Mast might have been a late second-round pick. Obviously not, but such a cool opportunity for both these guys who will get their shot at an NBA team. And we'll start with Sam Hoiberg, who signed an Exhibit 10 contract with the Phoenix Suns, which, if you don't know what that is, now I'm not going to get too deep into details, but on the surface, it's the most common contract for an undrafted free agent. It's generally a one-year minimum salary agreement that is entirely non-guaranteed and can be converted to another type of contract forms if the team so chooses. Hoiberg was the heartbeat of this Husker team last year, though. He averaged 9.3 points per game, 5.3 rebounds, 4.5 assists, and 2 steals a game for Big Red last season. As for Rink Mast, he was a force, both on offense and on defense. Mast was a key catalyst for both those areas for Big Red last season. A mismatch nightmare with his shooting ability at his size. Mast averaged 13.3 points per game, 5.8 rebounds, and 3.1 assists, all while shooting a hair over 44% from the field and 31% from three. He was also a great free throw shooter at 82.3%. If he can stay healthy, I think he could really find a place in the NBA. Mast signing an Exhibit 10 contract as well with the Indiana Pacers, though. Best of luck to both guys. Nebraska will forever remember the seasons that they had, what they accomplished this past year. Excited to see how their NBA journeys begin. We'll see you back here in the Sports Zone, Rod.
All right, thank you, Nate. New tonight, Lincoln officials reminding all of us, be careful with what you're throwing away. The city is launching a new campaign called Love Your Landfill. They say it involves a list of actions to better educate families on what needs to go in the recycling bin and what belongs in the landfill. They say too many people are disposing of their household waste in the trash, and that can create an environmental and health hazard for the community.
We continue to see many items arrive at the landfill that could have been diverted. Current data shows that nearly 23% of what we bury is wasted food. Paper accounts for about 16%, with at least half of that paper capable of being recycled.
Now, the city is planning to create a website around the theme, Love Your Landfill, to help people know where certain items should go when you're done with them.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
Some significant rainfall falling in parts of Nebraska that truly need it, especially the western half of the state. Now, not everybody, but solid soaking here in the Sandhills, southwestern, south central parts of Nebraska, almost an inch here towards McCook, quarter of an inch Imperial, about an inch in North Platte. And again, not everybody saw a lot of rain, but it's a good step in the right direction. And we'll show you that drought monitor updated today. Some improvements, some not so much. 71 for a high today? Oh, that's incredible. Like I said during First Look Weather, we may not see 71 for a low next week. That's how hot things are going to get. Normal's at 88, so well below that. Right around the average low, though. Had 1/100th of an inch of rainfall today in the capital city. We may see a little bit more, but for all intents and purposes, I think the clouds will continue on our camera there looking towards downtown Lincoln. Now here's the drought monitor from last week. The improvements will be in this area, and the north central Knox County kind of slid downhill a little bit. Western Nebraska stayed the same. So here you go. So some improvements here, an exceptional drought in Knox County. The extremes still in place for here and there and to the west. Rain has been falling in these areas for a good portion of the day. So hopefully that helps, and hopefully we can see a little more rainfall. Temperatures right now incredibly cool for the end of June. 70s are the highs right now. 71 in Lincoln and Beatrice, 72 in Hebron, but look at this, 50s towards Thedford and Valentine where that rain has been falling. So that helps too. When it's just not hot and baking, it helps alleviate the drought just a little bit. Temperatures though in the 60s and 70s, 63 in Kearney, one of the cooler spots around here. Dew point around 60, so that's, you know, tolerable. A light northeast wind, 5-10 miles per hour. Precipitation is out there, so we may not be done with the rain yet in the capital city. Some light rain right down here towards Gage County, south of Beatrice, and then along Interstate 80 from York west. And again, this is where that rain has been falling, where that exceptional drought is at. This has been hitting those spots all day, wraps around in north central Nebraska, headed towards Knox County, which again needs that precipitation, and then that light rain, maybe a rumble of thunder towards Beatrice. So Stormcast doesn't show a whole lot going on, and it should taper off as we head through Friday. Friday looks dry. Friday looks actually pretty nice. We could still use the rain, of course, but a nice end of the work week. The only precipitation chance will be a line of storms off into the Panhandle, and because of that, we have a chance out there for some severe weather. It's just a level 1 marginal risk. Your temperatures tonight falling to around 60 again, so that's not a bad start. A little warmer tomorrow, but still in the 70s. East wind at 5 to 15 miles per hour, middle and upper 70s. But look at this. I almost hate to show it to you because it's like Mother Nature goes, nope, no more. We go from 78 to near normal on Saturday. Not a bad day on Saturday, but it's just Sunday. Looking at the heat index on Sunday, we may be well into the triple digits, and that lasts all the way through the first week of July.
Hello, summer. All right. Thank you, Rusty. New tonight, Nebraska State Patrol troopers are supporting their partners in Texas. Troopers McGlade and Franks representing NSP at the funeral of Trooper Sergio Romero. He was a member of the Texas Department of Safety and died in a traffic crash last week. Troopers from across the country were there to give condolences, and NSP is hoping Trooper Romero's family can find some comfort in all of this support. Stay with us. We have more heading your way after the break, and more at a 6 o'clock newscast, including trauma season. That's what the Nebraska Community Blood Bank calls the summer. Why they say they're needing blood donations now more than ever. We'll be right back. 5 golfers here in Lincoln may be expecting birdies, but not bald eagles. These young eagles were scoping out the greens at Holmes Golf Course this morning. The birds perched near the fairway, giving golfers a great view of amazing wildlife. Isn't that pretty? No word if they improved golfers' score, but they definitely stole the spotlight. That is something. I know you're a golfer. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, I've golfed Holmes Lake every now and then, and they have nests up there, and they got it all kind of, you can't go near it. Yeah, cordoned off. You can't really go near it, and that's probably why.
That's cool. That's cool. All right, let's get a final check of the weather, my friend.
It's incredible. I can't believe what I'm seeing here. 71 for a high today. That's our temperature right now. Just unreal for this time of year. But I mean, it happens sometimes. But 50s, 60s, and 70s for temperatures, due in part to just this rain out there. That's why it's in the 50s. Just couldn't warm up today, which is fine, especially this time of year. That rain comes to an end. The next chance for precipitation, sunshine in the morning and the afternoon, and then some storms move into western Nebraska by the evening.
All right, thank you, Rusty, and thank you for joining us. World News is next. We'll see you right back here at 6 o'clock.
Come see us at our new South Point location. Locally owned, comfort-made mattress factory, handcrafted, built right here and backed with a lifetime comfort guarantee.